Stand for the pledge. We'll be starting off with a roll call. President Fish.
Here.
Vice President Pellegrino. Here. Treasurer Wu.
Here.
Secretary Wadsworth.
Here.
Director of Community Outreach. Excused. Director of PR.
Here.
Senator Self.
Here.
Senator Fees. Senator Dahab. Senator Hyde. Our advisor. CFB. Excused. Wildcat Media. Web. Wildcat Esports. SAC excused. And Res Life excused. And Chief Justice Tabor. Moving on to approval of minutes of September 22nd, 2022. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, we'll be going on to voting. All those in favor of the minutes? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain? The vote is 4-0-0. We have no announcements, but we do have a guest speaker. Dr. M. Yes.
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to come and spend this couple minutes with you all. I have a little bit of a mission. Want to be able to stop by once in a while and just hear what everybody is doing and make sure that we become more familiar not only with myself, but in terms of the office of the Chief Diversity Officer. And that's also a point of interest because in order for me to accomplish a couple of my missions
And the student government would like to thank you, Dr. M, for coming here today and taking out your time to give us a good speech right there. So thank you so much. Thank you. That'll be going on to Exec Reports, our president.
Good afternoon. So a couple important dates and things to remember. So our professional development day will happen on Saturday, October 15th, and it'll start at 9:30. So just a reminder that every stipended member is required to attend this event every semester. So again, October 15th, starting at 9:30, and it should last. I have it timed out till 4 o'clock. Another interesting thing that SGU and SAC are looking to do together is a staff volleyball tournament. I just had a brief call with the SAC president a couple of minutes ago, and he discussed how he wanted SGU to financially support some of the event. So I'll be talking with the executives later today to see what we can do. And that is it. I'll yield.
Going on to the VP report. Hi, y'all. Hope you're doing well. As most of you here are probably anticipating the election results, just so you know, those will be required to be told in open forum. And aside from that, that's really all I would have to report today. So, I yield. On to the treasurer.
No report. I yield.
Going on to the secretary.
Hi everyone. So I only have a few things for you this week. So far, we're a few weeks into the semester now. The report system seems to be going well, but as always, if anybody has any problems with it, please let me know as soon as possible. Another thing is the blood drive is coming up on campus. It is October 12th from 11:30 to 4:30. If you're interested in donating, you can sign up online. There's also flyers posted throughout the school with the QR code. And if you are interested in volunteering for the event, please email me. We are looking for volunteers. We're trying to do 3 for each hour, so any time is really valuable. But other than that, I have nothing for you this week. I yield.
Going on to the director of PR.
President Pellegrino, or pretty much everybody in this horseshoe, or I guess square. Besides that, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope that this weather goes up and stays in the 60s. Thank you.
And on to our advisor report. And our Chief Justice. And our Chief Justice.
No report.
Concluding with that, committees are not active until the election training is over. So, on to org reports. Web.
Today for you all, just like to shout out our open mic night that's happening at 8 p.m. in the Student Center NPR on Friday. There is a form that was sent out by email. If anyone would like access and not see their email or did not receive it, please reach out to me or any other member of Web. We still have at least 4 spots open, so hopefully whoever would like to show off their voice or talent on Friday will get the opportunity. Thank you. I yield.
CFB is not here yet, so Wildcat Media.
Right. The applications for Wildcat Media executive positions are closed. We'd like to thank everybody who applied, and we would like to hope that SGU gives our new executives a warm welcome.
And on to Wildcat Esports.
This week starts week 1 of the fall 2022 season. Our Rocket League team had a field day yesterday, beating Central Maine Community College 4-0. Tomorrow, we will be able to play Asteroids Playroom and Horizon 2 Forbidden West with the PlayStation 5. We will be giving out refreshments and starting our 500-member Discord.
That'll conclude org reports. Going on to old business. Bill 2223-04, Senator DeHaan.
-0
Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Fees. Do we have any discussion for this bill? Senator Self.
Is very well together as they both handle everything that students run into daily. So like if you're tech, if you have a Wi-Fi issue, it also coincides with academic affairs as well in the partial run. So hopefully we can keep these two combined for a little bit longer until we can get a full Senate, and I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Seeing none, as this is an old business, we'll be going on to voting. All those in favor of this bill? All those who oppose? And those who abstain? With that, the vote is 4-0-0. Going on to Bill 2223-05. Senator Fee.
Accept Bill number 2223-05.
Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Hyde.
We, the members of the student government at Utica at SUNY Poly, as represented in the Senate, do enact as follows. The purpose of this bill is to temporarily combine DEI and wellness committees together. I yield.
Do we have any discussion for this bill? Senator Fees.
State what I said last meeting. You know, when DEI was not functional last semester, Wellness Committee took on a lot of the responsibilities of ensuring that our students felt represented and felt welcomed in the community. It would make sense to combine these, especially given the, I guess, lack of senators quite yet. We're going to get more people, don't worry, I'm working on it, but it does make sense to combine these as it stands. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Chief Justice Tabor.
Anybody can answer this question. It's not directed at anybody. Is the intention to merge them and then split them, or is it to keep them? Like, I don't understand how that process works there. I yield to the president.
So the process is these are temporary. So if you go down to the duration, I've only set it to the end of the spring semester. And then once that happens in the next fall, they'll be split again. Same thing with the previous bill that we just passed as well. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Webb.
Clarification. I see that there's like consists of 3 members. What it's focused on. What were the guidelines beforehand for each committee? Is this shortening it overall, or is this broadening it? Yield to Jay. Yeah.
So the DEI committee was a little bit special in the sense of the DEI director and the co-director would be chairing those committees with another senator. And then the wellness committee had, I think, 2 previously, so we just combined that to make the 3. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Our president.
And just as another point of clarification, the director of DEI now will be more charged in DEI-focused, not events, but DEI-focused projects within the student government and the organization. So we're focusing more on how to be inclusive when we're advertising and how to be more inclusive at events when we're, so stuff like that. I yield.
All right. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing as with that, as this is an old business, we'll be going on to voting. All those in favor of this bill? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain? With that, that passes 4-0-0. Going on to our last business, Bill 2223-06, Senator Self.
To accept Senate Bill number 2223-06.
Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Fees.
We, the members of the student government at Utica of SUNY Poly, as represented in the Senate, do enact as follows. The purpose of this bill is to amend Article 12, Senate Business Meetings.
All right. Do we have any further discussion? Senator Fees.
It makes sense to add the Chief Justice and the Secretary, considering they're both, like executives that give reports. So this makes sense, and that's all I'm going to say on it. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Treasurer Wu.
I know this is under House rules, but I would just like the author of the bill to clarify the justification, as it is a incomplete sentence, and it just doesn't make sense. I yield.
So just the clarification would be the Chief Justice is a new position that doesn't have a report. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Seeing as with that, as this is an old business, we'll be going on to voting. All those in favor? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain. With that, this bill passes 4-0-0. We have no new business for this week. Going on to open forum. So, I'm going to be starting open forum today with the election results. So, I'm happy to announce the conclusion of the election is here, and the new following candidates are as follows. For the freshman class, Pascal Rosamilia, Dominic D'Argio, Amber Merquet. As mentioned before, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the name. I'll try my best when we get to training. Second year class, Ava Fees. For our third year class, Logan Self. And for our fourth year class, Morgan Rogers and Omaida Dahab. And finally, our college council candidate, Nicholas Rossi. Thank you all for those who participated in helping in not only polling hours, but going outside of that and asking classmates anything of the such. And we really appreciate your work with this election. And I'm thankful that now, at its conclusion, I can send out the contracts and everything regarding that for training, at least before 5 p.m. today. So make sure all the candidates at least stay until swear-ins, so you'll be able to swear into your new position. And for that, thank you, and I yield. Do we have any more for open forum? Senator Fees.
I'm going to speak as an audience member, so hold on. Let me just run to the other mic. I want to give a brief thank you to everybody that made this election possible. Not only the people that voted, but also our wonderful executive committee who ran the, election committee and made sure that, everybody got polling hours in, and we made sure to reach out to the students. And I also want to give a thank you to all the students who voted. Your voices matter, and by you voting, you've put your piece in there. So we're always welcome and open to opinions, any changes that you'd like to see. And I just want to say just one more time, thank you to everybody involved.
Great. Do we have any further discussion for open forum? CFB.
Audience member for this one. I'm going to roll over here like I am. All right, I'm an audience member now. Anyway, so I brought this up, I think, like 2 weeks ago. I want to ask Jay Fish again, because I asked him this a week ago, and I'm going to keep asking. And I think he already knows what I'm going to ask. I brought this up about capstone funding for mechanical engineering tech. I know you said that you had emailed the provost, I believe, but hadn't gotten a response. Any update?
Our president.
Yeah, so sadly I still haven't gotten any update. We're going to keep pushing. I also do plan on meeting with the president and vice president of student affairs at some point as well. And I could bring that up and see if they know any more information. I'll yield to... Did you have... Okay, I'll yield.
Do we have any further discussion? Senator Self.
Continue. Quote of the week. Don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can do, by John Wooden. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion for open forum? Our audience member.
I have one other quick question, or not really question, it's more of a statement. So, I remember, does anyone remember back Factory Times when they covered a article where, is SUNY Poly adopting a dark mode? Does anyone remember that article? It's like from, I think it was like a year and a half ago or something like that. Anyway, long story short, a lot of the lights, especially I know when I'm coming back from just generally like doing stuff in the library and I'm walking down that path, to Adirondack, right past the bridge, and there, it splits into 3 parts. You guys know it. One of the things that I would really actually like to see is that none of the lights overhead work there. So it's a completely dark strip. Yeah, that's all I have to add. I've seen 3 frogs there. That was cool. That's not relevant.
Our president.
So I don't know if this stands for those lights specifically, but I'll speak for the other lights. I know it's not to your point, but the lights by the street coming in through like the main entrance, those are out as well, and they've been trying to work on those. The problem is they have to dig up the road, and the wiring's so old that it's going to cost so much money to dig up the wires and everything. I don't imagine that it's the same issue for those, but we'll definitely bring it up to facilities, and I appreciate you bringing that to me. I yelled.
Do we have any further discussion for open forum? Seeing as with that, that concludes open forum. Going on to swear-ins. So, as mentioned, all you who were candidates in the election, please stand in the horseshoe, and I know we have a few extras, so you as well.
All right, is everybody? All right, perfect. Do you mind if I take a picture because it's such a big group? Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, everyone smile. Perfect. Yeah, it's gonna go on the SGU Instagram. So if nobody is comfortable with that, you can come to me privately, and I'll make sure to not post it. But okay, so raise your right hand and just repeat after me. All right. I, and state your name, will faithfully uphold the student government at Utica Constitution and carry out the duties of. State your organization and position. To the best of my ability. And will represent the students of SUNY Poly in a fair and unbiased manner. Congratulations. Just come on up, write your name, organization, and position.
So, after the current senators, and not the ones who just got sworn in, but the current senators could please sit back down after you finish signing, as we will need to motion for adjournment. Do you need a new pen? Gotcha. Oh, Bailey's gotcha. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn? Senator Self, do we have a second? Senator Hyde, does there anyone who adjournment? Does there anyone? Seeing none, we will be adjourned at 12:57 p.m.